Good morning, everyone. Lighting of the lamp dispels darkness. I request the dignitaries to light the Kuthuvelakku. With immense pride and joy, we welcome you all to this momentous occasion, the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, a partnership that paves the way for collaboration, growth, and innovation. To invoke divine blessings, let us begin the program with the prayer song, followed by the Tamil Thai Valthu.
எனக்கு வேண்டும் வரங்களை இசைப்பேன் கேளாய் கணபதி, எனக்கு வேண்டும் வரங்களை இசைப்பேன் கேளாய் கணபதி, மனதில் சலனம் இல்லாமல் மதியில் இருளே தோன்றாமல், மனதில் சலனம் இல்லாமல் மதியில் இருளே தோன்றாமல், நினைக்கும் பொழுது நின் மௌன நிலை வந்திட நீ செயல் வேண்டும், கணக்கும் செல்வம் 100 வயது இவையும் தர நீ கடவாயே, எனக்கு வேண்டும் வரங்களை இசைப்பேன் கேளாய் கணபதி, இசைப்பேன் கேளாய் கணபதி. நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும், சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிது, திக்கணமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும், தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே, திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற, எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே, தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திறம் வியந்த செயல் மறந்த வாழ்த்துதுமே, வாழ்த்துதுமே, வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you, team. I request the dignitaries to come up on the dais. Every event begins with word of guidance and warmth. To officially welcome the gathering, I now invite our respected Principal Dr. N. Bhuma Ma'am to deliver the welcome address.
Hari Om. Good morning. A difference between the normal students and NSS students or more energy to you, we understand. But still, discipline is required here. You all can maintain silence and you just save your energy. Lot of things are awaiting for you to work effectively and don't waste in just talking. Thank you so much for understanding. A very good morning to one and all present here. It gives me immense joy to stand before you on this special occasion where we come together for a purpose that goes beyond academics, a purpose rooted in empathy, compassion, service and social responsibility. Avichi College of Arts and Science shares a deep connection with Ekal Sansthan through our like-minded vision of nurturing empathy and compassion in all we do. At Avichi, we believe that education is not just a path to knowledge but a beacon of hope and empowerment, values that perfectly resonate with Ekal Sansthan's mission to to eliminate every corner of rural India. Both institutions believe in the transformative power of education and the responsibility to uplift those who are often left behind. Today, we gather to witness the signing of Memorandum of Understanding between Avichi College and Ekal Sansthan, an organization dedicated to the upliftment of rural and tribal communities across India. This moment is more than a formal ceremony. It marks the beginning of a meaningful partnership that holds the promise of transforming lives, expanding opportunities, and shaping a brighter, more inclusive future. With great pride and respect, I warmly acknowledge our esteemed Secretary, Mr. AVM Shanmugam, whose visionary leadership and blessings continue to inspire and guide our institution in all dimensions: academics, values, community engagement. His multifaceted approach nurtures every aspect of our growth and mission, strengthening us as we embark on this new partnership. With the same dedication, Dr. Anisha Shanmugam, our beloved correspondent of AVM Rajeshwari, the school, exemplifies heartfelt passion for community engagement in every initiative she undertakes. Dr. Anisha Shanmugam comes from a background in management and commerce, but discovered that her true calling lies in education. She believes education is the most powerful way to bring about change and address many of the social issues faced by society. Her PhD in management focused on a teaching learning practice in government schools in Tamil Nadu, an experience that strengthened her conviction to work in this space. A former NSS volunteer from Stella Maris, she remains deeply committed to community service and actively seeks opportunities to contribute to the betterment of society. Through her work, she aspires to foster collaborations that create meaningful change, particularly for undeserved communities. Despite her young age, she carries great responsibility with remarkable vision and passion, inspiring students and us to grow as empathetic, socially conscious leaders. At our institution, her genuine care fosters an empowering environment where everyone is encouraged to realize their full potential. We welcome you, ma'am. It's my privilege to warmly welcome our chief guest, Mrs. Vidya Ragu, an internationally certified C-suite leadership coach, behavioral science facilitator, and founder of Himalaya Calling and Skills Guru Cool. She has delivered over 1,500 impactful sessions worldwide, working with institutions like McKinsey, IIT Madras, NASSCOM, and the Defence Forces. As chairperson of Ekal Chennai, she plays a vital role in Ekal Sansthan, one of India's leading social movements dedicated to uplifting rural and tribal communities through education, skill development, and women empowerment, healthcare awareness, and self-reliance. With its vision of education for all, Ekal is more than an organization. It is a mission to transform lives at the grassroots. We are honored to have Mrs. Vidya Ragu with us today as a torchbearer of this inspiring movement. We welcome you, ma'am. These two young ladies, Dr. Anisha Shanmugam and Mrs. Vidya Ragu, bring a fresh perspective and relatable presence that allow them to naturally connect with you all. Despite their youth, and they have taken on great responsibilities with vision and purpose. Their compassion, commitment, and forward-thinking approach inspire those around them, fostering a culture of empathy, care, and community. At this juncture, I would also like to proudly highlight our Catalyst, an initiative of the Community Outreach Unit of Avichi College, whose core vision beautifully aligns with that of Ekal Sansthan. Catalyst, which stands for the Center for Action, Training, Advocacy and Leadership in Youth and Sustainable Transformation, is guided by the inspiring motto, Igniting Change, Inspiring Leadership. Our NSS unit, deeply rooted in this ethos, is driven by the energy and enthusiasm of young minds. It stands as a vibrant example of youth-led community engagement. Through their active participation, these students not only contribute leadership and a strong sense of social responsibility also. We believe that community engagement is not just about giving back. It is about shaping compassionate, socially conscious individuals. Our ongoing collaboration with Ekal Sansthan exemplifies the spirit of partnership and progress. It's more than service, it's a journey of growth, connection and purpose for every young volunteer involved. A special mention to our alumni, Mr. Arun Kumar, Dr. Kalpana, Mrs. Sujata and Dr. Suganya, Dr. Indumati and Mrs. Kavya, and a special mention to Muthu Aishwarya for coordinating this event with dedication. A cardinal mention to Dr. Gauri, whose efforts were instrumental in bringing this initiative to life. A heartfelt acknowledgement to Mr. Prakash, head of the Department of Visual Communication, and his team for their constant support. And above all, to all our teaching and non-teaching staff and our beloved students, you are the heartbeat of this institution. It is because of you that every effort finds meaning, every initiative takes shape, and every dream moves closer to reality. Together, we are not just building a college, but a community of hope, compassion, and transformation. And finally, let me say, this MOU with Ekal Sansthan is not just an agreement, it is a promise. A promise that together we will reach out to the unreached, empower the powerless, and educate where knowledge has long been denied. With this collaboration, we are not only opening doors for our students to learn and serve, but also building bridges of transformation for rural and tribal communities across India. Let this day be remembered as a beginning of a journey where education comes the light that touches every corner of society. Thank you. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your gracious words of welcome. Now, it's our privilege to honor our esteemed chief guest, Ms. Vidya Ragu. May I request Dr. Anisha Shanmugam, Correspondent of AVM Rajeshwari, the school, along with our Principal Dr. N. Boma, to felicitate our guest of honor.
Thank you, dignitaries. We are truly privileged to have Ms. Vidya Ragu, a distinguished leader and an inspiring intellect whose vision continues to empower the youth. Ma'am, your presence adds immense value to today's event. May I now invite our chief guest to deliver the special address.
Good morning. Okay. So I'm sure you're used to Hari Om. Yes, because good morning is high energy, but Hari Om is very deep from inside, right? You can't just do high energy. So that's our ancient culture. Is that okay if we do it together again? Right? Like really feel it. If you have to say Hari Om, you can't say it from here. You have to say it from inside, right? Hari Om. Beautiful. So I think thank you Dr. Bhuma and Dr. Anisha for making this opportunity possible. I have heard about your college's name, but I can tell you from walking in, there is a high vibration in this space. It's very, very different, very beautiful. Each one of you from the time that I've come in is like an orchestra, is like everybody kind of knows what they have to do, where they have to be and how you have to be, including sometimes when you go into an auditorium. I've even handled auditoriums of 10,000 people. The people at the last row generally sit like this. Here they're actually sitting like this. So I think there's a huge difference. Can we have a big round of applause for everyone here? So this is a very beautiful moment, because anything that begins, we have no idea how much it can grow and impact, right? Not just for you. There may be batches after you. Just because a few of us are here, and there are many of us behind the scene, Dr. Gauri, Dr. Manju ma'am, there is Mr. Praveen Arya, a lot of people around who are not even in the room, but a few people coming together and say, what can two different groups, come together and make something happen? I think we're beginning something which we haven't seen, but we can envision, and you are all the ones who are going to make it happen. So what is it that we really envision? We envision wisdom. not just information and knowledge. Why? Because today, how many of you have smartphones? How many of you have smartphones? It's a silly question, right? It's like electricity. If illana, how can we work, right? It is a smartphone. Every information you need is available in your hand. But that's not what is going to create your success. It is what you do with that information, which is the knowledge part of it. But more than that, how do you understand that knowledge? What do you do with it differently? Comes from wisdom. And that is where wisdom is not something you can just like that buy, sit, learn. It can only be gained. You have to earn wisdom. And one of the most beautiful places to earn wisdom, of course this is an institution, but I would still say it's beyond the walls. Right? Because what we gain here is information, knowledge, which we need to transform. It's like cooking. During COVID, do you remember everybody became a chef? It's not the ingredients in the kitchen. It's what you did with that. That part of doing can only happen when we work with people in different scenarios, different contexts where we have not done it before. Appada we realize, oh, apple can also become jam, apple is also fruit, apple is also juice, apple is also used in baking, but apple is also a medicine. Apple can also be dangerous. If it's in acidic form, it also is apple cider, taken in extreme, can be like a poison. You realize that only when you take that one apple and do 100 things about it. Yes or no? Suddenly coffee became dalgona coffee, like adhe or powder vechi ittana vela panna mudiyuma we realized in COVID. But that is where our distinction will be, because today what the world is struggling with, after 20th I'm heading to Europe for one of these major programs where the primary discussion is everybody who's going to apply for jobs. Right now, even for exam, even for an assignment, what are we using? Everything we write today, whatever we think, questions we ask, who do we think along with? ChatGPT. So if you imagine, if you are somebody hiring someone, everything written is written along with ChatGPT, which means everybody is going to write in very similar fashions. Then how do you know who's different and in which way? That edge is not going to come from any of this. That edge is going to come from what all you have experienced, where all you have been. Not just from an element of evro patriken therima, but what have you created, how have you worked with. And that's where I believe Ekal is very different, because everybody else in this city, Chennai is huge, right? And like Chennai, how many cities are there? Many cities in just India. So everybody in the cities is going to have one kind of mindset. But a few people who can have new perspectives are going to have an edge. And where is that going to come from? From our roots. Any idea how much is percentage of rural population in India? We look like a big group, right? Educated, collars, and we wear all our blazers and shirt. What percentage of India is rural India? Anyone? சொல்லும்போது எப்படி சொல்லுவோம், நான் சிட்டியில் இருக்கேன், அது கிராமம் அப்படி சொல்லுமா? How much is the percentage of rural area? Anyone? Just throw a number, it's okay. There's no right wrong, because the number won't change. Right? Just guess, make a guess. Beautiful, 68.8, she's precise. Right? So 68.8, but at least you can understand we're very close to 70%. How much is 70% of the country? It's huge. Yes or no? Yes. And how many of you think rural India is backwards? Raise your hands. How many of you think rural India is backwards? No? Raise your hands. Honestly, how many of you think we are forward, they are backward? Raise your hands, guys. Yes. Many of you think, even if you don't raise your hands, there is always this thought between rural and urban. Right? Now I want to ask you, beyond rural there is tribal. Have you heard of that? How many of you have met tribals? You met tribals? Okay, now there is something called pure genes. They exist in the tribals. There is one tribe, there is one island which is still forbidden. You can only see it from the plane. Till date, nobody has been able to go except one lady called Dr. Madhumala Chattopadhyay. She's the only one who was able to establish a peaceful contact in that tribal zone. Because anyone who goes, they have this arrow end, whether it's a helicopter or a human being, they're hostile. The beauty is they've been disconnected even today. That it's called Sentinel Islands if you want to look up. Now the thing is, they're in the Andamans, in the ocean. Do you remember there was a tsunami? There was a tsunami. What happened to the world? All of us struggled. We had satellites, we had all communication systems, we had science, everything. Did we all struggle when tsunami came? Did you hear about it? I'm sure you're all very young then, but still, right? Tsunami was difficult for the entire world. In Sentinel Islands, despite being in the ocean, there was zero fatality. Can you imagine this? There was nothing, there was no problem. These are tribals who have still not got clothing. I brought in Dr. Madhumala Chattopadhyay here, Chennai, and I interviewed her. And I asked her, what do you think, how they're so intelligent that even a tsunami didn't disturb them? And she was talking about how their intelligence is something that is our ancient intelligence, which we have forgotten. They talk about how they can hear stars. Us, we can't even listen, we can't even see stars properly. So why am I sharing this? This is my experience of being with Ekal also. We are one of the largest organizations doing very silent work. About 1 lakh villages are with us. 1 lakh, right? Very silent, nobody needs to know, but the work is happening. Every single day there are karyakartas, people who are on the ground doing things, and it's all voluntary. Right? Now in that villages, my experience was also when I started, for example, for Chennai, we said, let's go and do digital, let's make sure that we don't have the digital divide, because as we go, the children who come from rural, if they have not even touched a device, they will already feel they're behind. So we tried, we thought we are going to do something, we are going to do something nice. When I went to these villages, there was so much excitement when they held the pad for the first time. They held a device and they could do something. They were excited, the families were excited. So I went in the morning, early morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, driving down, thinking I am giving, I am doing something. Invariably, whether it is me or my driver, we would come back feeling, oh my God, we got so much. But if you cross their house, they will not allow you to just like that cross. When you step out of that house, they will make sure your bag is filled. Once I come back, my apartment people are more happy when I'm on a Ekal visit. When I don't go, they ask, because in my car, like either there is guava, there is verkadla, something. Whatever is farmed, right? And the smallest fruit, whatever is there, they will ensure they have left it. They don't even ask. They are the people who are still in the full giving mode. We think we are going to do something, they actually help us grow. I've always come back with much more learning than what I think I wanted to give. So that's what we wanted to share in Ekal with people who are much more smarter than us. You guys, I feel, are much smarter. You have access to many things. You have far more higher information, energy, smartness. Like the Viscom team looks like a professional team, the way he's waving his hand, right, left, all coordinated. So you guys can create magic. So Ekal is basically providing this opportunity platform for us from the urban to go and say, how can I contribute in the process? How can I learn? Because collectively when we do that, we are connecting with our ancient roots. We all came from villages. You just go and talk to any of your grandparents. Nobody was born in suddenly a Chennai and a Delhi. It was always our roots have been from these parts of the country. It is our opportunity to go back and connect it to the root, because the way the world is going, it's so shaky. If we are not deep in our roots, we don't know where we come from, we don't have that wisdom that comes from our lineage, it's going to be difficult because everything is confusing. இன்னைக்கு ஒரு நாள் காலையில வந்து fruits சாப்பிடலாம்ன்றாங்க, அடுத்த நாள் வந்து fruits சாப்பிடவே கூடாதுன்றாங்க. So what will you do? The very simplest thing is what your grandparents did. If it is still available today, it is good. Right? Very, very simple wisdom. The way they eat, and they do it differently. Like when you eat a verkadla saptone, next 10 minutes they say don't drink water. But then they say eat a little jaggery. There is science to it. In the smallest thing. But only when you're with them, right, you suddenly realize we're doing things so different. We're not sure why we're doing it. They're very sure why they're doing it. So it's a very beautiful opportunity for us to build ourselves, our edge, to one, contribute, go back and contribute. There are spaces where they need our help. And there are spaces where even you don't ask, they will ensure they help you grow. So can we do that collectively? There are very few institutions who who have been opened up to this. You're one of the first institutions, one of the first few institutions who are really doing this on-ground job with us in the rural system. And I really want to thank Dr. Bhuma and Dr. Anisha for taking the step forward, because you don't know what is there. It's not a perfect corporate structure. Or village kulla ponona, can you exactly say what will happen every second? We may not know. It takes a right champion partner to come along and say, let's find out. Because remember, we are going to give there, right? We can't demand. We have to work with them. We have to gain their trust. For many years, they felt that, the people, I don't know if any of you have heard of this. There is this mindset that people who come from the city want to exploit. We need to shift that mindset. We need to move saying that, no, there is no you and me. There is one India. We. So we need your help. Will you all step up? Yes, can we do it together? And you have a beautiful institution, amazing leaders. In any organization, we know it thrives when leadership is amazing. So you have some amazing leaders, and I can see them in the seats also. It's just a replica. So we are going to collectively look at how we can make it valuable for you, us, and more importantly, for our brothers and sisters who are in villages with tons of wisdom, who need help to channelize it. பயங்கரமான talent. And அதை எப்படி கொண்டு வரணும் அப்படின்னா, we'll have to work with them. But in that process, I'm sure you will also learn. If you have to teach them something, what will you do first? What will you do first? If you want to go and share something with them, you want to tell them something, நீங்க என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? You'll try and improve that, yes or no? Has anybody ever taught a friend before an exam? What you teach your friend before an exam, you never forget. Because you become an expert. So that's the route that we are trying to take. There are a lot of different kinds of village clusters that work. And now a little bit about Ekal. As I said, it's about 1 lakh villages we have. It is also a Gandhi Peace Award winner, which is like the Nobel Prize in India for peace. We start from rural education. But what is our goal? Our goal is, imagine everybody in the village thinks that there is some gold and some great thing in the city. If you ask them, they will say, oh, nal city pono, anga poi we should, settle, we should move. Imagine if everybody comes to city. What will happen? Chennai le summave nammal traffic taangla. Right? Thanni pathla. Idla ellarume Chennai le iruknom appadina eppadi mudiyum? But actually, what do you want? The minute, how many of you know organic, if you ask for fertilizer podada carrot, na 2 times, 3 times more cost. They have access to that. You want to go there, they want to come here. What we want to do is, wherever they are, we want them to be proud of that. We want them to be self-sufficient. We start from rural education, but eventually the goal is to have an integrated village system where they have their own food, they have their own learning, they have their own system where you don't have to feel நம்ம சிட்டிக்கு போலனா ஏதோ மிஸ் பண்ணுறோன்னு இல்லாமல் இங்கேயே lot of things can be done. Because today, whether it is logistics to everything, you can build some amazing businesses from the village. And one of the beauties with this internship program that we are planning for, if you come up with an idea out of your study saying, oh, in there, this is a small example. When I was going to Kadlur villages, I saw the amount of, the groundnut is so different. Avlo nalla irukku. So can I make it into some kind of, product which is good, not just like the chicky which everybody eats, but is there something that I can do? If that's an idea you come up with and it becomes an entrepreneurial idea, there is support, funding, even IPR will be in your name. Right? So all these kind of different things can be done. It can be an opportunity for entrepreneurship. It can be an opportunity for research. It can be an opportunity for, papers that you want to present. But when you go into a larger room and talk about it, one thing you will know it, everybody cannot talk like you. Because ChatGPT cannot tell them that. You would have gained it from your personal wisdom from the people who are living it. Adoda beauty e vera. So that's what we want to see from each of you. A small example of, when we start working, what happens eventually over a period of time. Most of the Ekal villages, there is no drinking. Can you imagine? And then the whole village comes together and says, okay, how to grow things, how to support children. It becomes so beautiful. Now, if you are part of that journey where you're helping each village grow, how would you feel? Would you be confident? Yes, if you have your own papers around understanding on how things work, you can also go into any environment and say, I have worked with different kinds of people, I can work and lead any kind of team. So it is a beautiful opportunity. We look forward to the group of children coming in and taking it on. We would also be having some programs where we'll bring people from on ground to first talk to you, interact with you, understand, so that we are not going like a Japanese coming into the room and starting to talk in Japanese will not work. We first need to build the rapport. So slowly we will do all that, and then later we will go to the villages, do on ground work. And I can tell you this will be beautiful, but it will be a partnership with all our management leadership team. They are interested, we are interested, but it is all dependent on our heroes or heroines, right, which is you guys, because naanga pesvom avanga pesuvanga ana actual on ground la they will only experience you. If what we are saying, they are saying is not matching what you are doing, it will be difficult for us to do the next batch. So you are our ambassadors, and I thank you for taking this on, and all the very best. We're really happy with you taking such a big leap of faith, and to all the staffs, management, coordinators, and most importantly our student champions, we're really, really excited and thankful. We start with gratitude, saying let this journey be very meaningful for each one of us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring and thought-provoking words. And now we arrive at the highlight of today's ceremony, the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding and the exchange of documents between Avachi College of Arts and Science and Ekal Sansthan. May I request the dignitaries to kindly proceed with the signing.
This moment marks a new chapter of collaboration, commitment, and shared success. Congratulations to both institutions. To share wonderful thoughts on this significant occasion, I now invite Dr. Anisha Shanmugam to address the gathering.
Hari Om students. A very good morning. Please be seated, please. A very good morning to everyone gathered here. On behalf of the management, I really want to thank Ms. Vidya for being here. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. And we are absolutely thrilled to be collaborating with Ekal. You've done some fabulous work, and we're really honored to be part of this journey. I'm not the biggest fan of speeches, like giving speeches, but Dr. Boma has insisted on multiple occasions, so this time I decided to say yes. I'll keep it brief. Dr. Vidya spoke beautifully, and I can't agree with you more on, having the edge that students are able to get once you engage in community service. I'll just briefly talk about my experience as an NSS volunteer. உங்களை மாதிரி தான் நானும் ஸ்டெல்லால உட்காந்தேன். And I made my closest friends in NSS. It changed my life. For 2 years, we did 120 hours of service. I had to read for the blind, which I did about, I think, 40 hours. The rest was awareness campaigns, organ donation campaigns, walkathons, fundraisers. And like Ms. Vidya said, I learned so much more outside the classroom of Stella Maris, although my teachers would frown upon that, but that's the truth. That's what NSS teaches you, collaboration, creativity. But if there's one thing I want our students to take away is the importance of empathy. When I say empathy, it means literally putting yourself in the other person's shoes to understand their experience, not sympathy. Sympathy is pavam paakrathu. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about empathy. When you put yourself in that person's shoes to understand what they may experience or what they are experiencing. You'll never fully understand it because it's not possible, but it'll give you a small glimpse, and that is extremely important. So when you go into the field to do community service, I request you to do it with respect, with dignity, and most importantly, with empathy. It's a two-way interaction. I'm drawing off from your speech. I can't agree with you more. The tribal communities and the rural communities in India have a lot to teach us. We just have to enter that space very respectfully and with an open mind. நீங்களும் கத்துக்கலாம், அவங்களும் கத்துப்பாங்க. It has to be both ways, and that's very, very important. I'm wishing the team all the very, very best. We have a very long journey ahead. I keep saying this, but that's the truth. We're just getting started. So on behalf of the management, many, many congratulations to Dr. Booma. Thank you so much, Vidya ma'am, for joining us. The NSS team, Mr. Kumar, Mrs. Kalpana, and everybody else. And the students, like they said, you're the lifeline of this. Without you all, we can't do, anything that we're set out to do. So enjoy it. Have a lot of fun. I remember my NSS days was so much of fun. Beach cleanups. NSS was also used to get credits, but also as an opportunity to bunk class. I've done it all. Whatever you are all have done, going to do, I've done. But I have learnt. And that empathy, I'm saying that again, that empathy is a very, very important, it's not a skill, it's a trait, it's a characteristic. If there's one thing I want you all to take away is empathy, because that's what will make you different from another student from another college. It'll make you a leader, a visionary. When you have that empathy, you will stand out. So all the very best students, and I will be there. I'm going to be hanging around in these meetings, so you will see a lot of me. Please feel free to come talk to me, ask me questions. I'm willing to learn from you as much as I don't know if you want to learn from me, but I'm willing to learn from you. Like Vidya ma'am said, you're a generation that's way ahead, that is extremely smart, extremely efficient. You have access to information on your phones, which is like a button away. But please use it wisely, and again, use it empathetically. Even when you're posting things online, saying things about other people, empathy, students. I cannot hound on this trait as much as I am doing right now. Please be empathetic, not just to your teachers, to your parents, to your friends, to anybody you meet, a stranger. And that will truly change your life. So all the very best. Thank you so much for having me here, and I will be seeing you all very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful and motivating words. Gratitude makes every event meaningful. To propose the vote of thanks, I invite Jovin Joshi from 3rd BCom General to the stage.
It's my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on this momentous occasion. On behalf of the Avicii College of Arts and Science, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to all who made today's signing of the Memorandum of Understanding possible. We are deeply thankful to our Honorable Secretary Mr. AVM K. Shanmugam and Dr. Anisha Shanmugam, Correspondent, AVM Rajeshwari, the school, for their visionary leadership and guidance. Your wavering support and commitment to fostering such collaborations serves as the cornerstone of our institution's progress. Thank you very much, ma'am. I also want to express our gratitude to our beloved principal, Dr. N. Booma, ma'am, for her unwavering guidance and encouragement. Ma'am, your dedication to academic excellence is a constant source of inspiration for all of us today. I would like to extend my sincere thanks and appreciation to our esteemed chief guest, Ms. Vidya Ragu, a visionary leader and an intellect who drives to inspire youth. Your presence truly honors us, and your insights have been both inspiring and invaluable. We are excited about the opportunities this partnership will unlock. Thank you very much, ma'am. A special thanks to Arun sir, Sujata ma'am and Dr. Kalpana ma'am for their tireless efforts in coordinating this event. Your hard work behind the scenes and your enthusiastic participation are what make events like this a success. We are grateful to all the staff and students who joined us today. Your presence signifies the importance of this event and we appreciate your time. Once again, thank you all. We are confident that this MOU will pave the way for a future of innovation, learning and mutual success. Thank you everyone.
As we conclude this memorable day, may I request everyone to raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अतिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्रंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलति तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जाहे तब शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता